Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa, and today I have a layout for Traci Reed's blog, and the theme for today is Mix It Up. So it is taking the Naughty List and All Is Bright from the new release for Christmas and combining those two collections to create a layout or a project. In my case, I am creating a layout. I have started out here with a piece of blue cardstock and a white piece of cardstock. I have added some tumbled glass, distress oxide down on the paper, and then splattered with a little bit of faded jean. And that is going to be my background. So what I thought I would do is show you everything that I'm going to use, and then start some of the page and then come back and fast forward the video so that you can see the layout come together. So first I want to show you what I'm using from each collection. So from the All Is Bright, so this is the newest Christmas collection, or one of the two newest. This is the All Is Bright. I have the light strands. I have some of the presents. I cut out these little Santa hats from a piece of the pattern papers that are in the collection. I have a little magical feeling, a little label, and some presents. So all of these bits and pieces all came from the All Is Bright, and I'm going to use these two 4x6 cards of the pattern papers. I have the candy canes where they are going one direction, and then the candy canes where they are going in the opposite. So I'm going to use these to back my photos. Now from the Naughty List, I have, again, two 4x6s. So I have the diagonal stripe, and then I have this blue wonky lined, wonky striped pattern paper. And then I also have, from the ephemera pack, I have this Santa, I have some bows, I have those bottle brush trees, I have the word festive, I have a few presents, I have two little tabs, and then again more string lights. So these are what I'm going to use for the embellishments and the pattern papers from the two collections. I also have some finishing touches over here. You can't see them on camera, but I will be coming in with some enamel dots and some wood veneer to potentially put on this page. My two photos are of some of the decorations from the beginning of the Jungle Cruise at Disney. So it's decorated for Christmas, and so I am going to use these as my photos for today. And I'm also pulling out some stamps. So I have L Studio Magical Memories, and what I'm going to use is the Mickey head stamp, probably off of this one. I might use some of the little pixie dust kind of feeling little tiny stamps if I feel like the page needs it, but I am going to stamp these Mickey heads. And then for the second stamp, I have L Studio Title Builder. This is the merriest, so this is the Christmas version. I am going to stamp this word Christmas. And then lastly, I have a Felicity Jane stamp set. This is just basics lowercase, and I'm going to use this for the other part of my title. So I'm going to do a stamp title on this one. No thickers, just keeping it flat on the page, and I am going to stamp my title down here on the bottom. And let me just, I'm not prepared, and I should have been. Sorry guys, I do apologize. I should have been prepared with my items for this layout. But here is I have a stamping block. That's basically what I pulled out. And then I have my stamps here, which this is already ripped on the side, I think, yep. And let me grab my stamp block and Christmas, and I'm going to throw it on my stamping block. I know that I want to put my title down here at the bottom of the page, so my plan is to stamp right about down here. Whether or not I get it straight, I'm not going to be super concerned about it because it's basically a pretty playful kind of page I'm trying to create anyway. It's a Disney page, so definitely doesn't need to be perfect. I am using the lumberjack red, or lumberjack plaid red color that was released. And I'm just going to ink up my stamp. Fingers crossed I stamp this right the first time, because I did not pull out my stamp positioning tool. If you have one of those, I probably recommend doing that instead of what you see me doing. So it's one of those, do as I say, not as I do, because what I should really have is that tool in case this doesn't work. But we're going to go with it anyway. So putting that down, I'm just going to let it sit for a second, stamp it down, let it sit so it soaks into that paper a little bit, just to get a good impression. And it's Distress Oxide ink, so this stamps pretty well. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm not going to complain about that at all, I don't think. So unfortunately, again, wasn't prepared, so I need to wash that stamp off in a second, because of course I didn't think ahead and have my cloth where I could easily clean that. I am now taking the detail ink in Raven from Brutus Monroe. Ooh, and I'm really hoping not to get that all over me. And I'm going to stamp the second word of my title down here. So I think I can actually spell the whole word without having to do each letter separately. So we're going to try it. C, R. So basically I'm spelling out the word cruise. U, I, S, S, and E. And I apologize because I'm concentrating and I'm not talking. So I'm just going to space these on the stamp. I usually do this off camera, not on camera, but so you can definitely see how slow I go. Yeah, so again, I'm not really looking for this to be super perfect. And obviously, because I'm doing this all at once, it's probably not going to be perfect, but that's okay. I am okay with that. It is a stamped title, so perfection is overrated. And let's go with that. Plus, if you know anything about the Jungle Cruise, it's a whole lot of silly jokes and antics that the boat driver does, so a sort of crooked title would kind of play along with the whole Jungle Cruise kind of theme. So see, I don't mind that. That's not bad. So I'm going to call that good. And it's just a playful, fun title. I will have to wash those off. So once I have all of that down, I am going to show you really quick how I'm going to build the page. So I'm going to have these like this. They are going to be matted with the 4x6 cards that you saw at the beginning. And then I'm just going to lay out really quick to give you an idea of what I was thinking about for the embellishing, because this is already at like 9 minutes. So it's a good thing I'm going to make this video sped up once I get past this. So I'm going to have these down here. I don't want that to cover everything, so I'll definitely be pulling these down a little bit, but essentially it's going to go like that. I'm going to have one of these lights here across the bottom. And then you can see how well these two, like these are from the two separate collections, how well they really match together. And then I'm going to have this one up here. And then I am just going to go ahead and add all of my bits and pieces. So I'm going to have this string light here. I'm going to have it come up like this. So Santa will be in amongst that. This one is going to go over here. And I am going to have this over here. So it's just a matter of fiddling with all the bits and pieces. I just wanted to give you a quick idea of what I was looking at laying everything out. And then up here, I'm going to have the word festive and a little collection of presents. So these will go here. Again, little presents. I'm going to have one of the bows over here and one of them down here. So essentially it's going to go just something along this line. And essentially what I'm going to do is I am going to off camera take that little Mickey head punch, or not punch, but stamp. And I'm going to do probably one here, one probably in here, and then another one probably in here or on the page somewhere. It might be on this actual little card. But I'm going to do that off camera, and then we'll come back and actually place the embellishments. I will have my title glued down and at least these in place so that when I fast forward it, we'll just be putting the rest of the embellishing on this page. So in just a minute, I will be back with that and we will finish up the layout. Okay, we are back and I have glued down at least the majority of the embellishments on the bottom. So we're going to build the clusters at the top and the top right of my photo, which is what you see me working on now. I have the Santa and a little present and a label. And then I also off camera stamped the Mickey heads on the page using that L Studio stamp set. And I created my little Mickey heads in each cluster. And then one of the pattern papers had these fun little Santa hats. So I cut 3 Santa hats out in coordinating colors and I topped my Mickey heads with those. And I love that. It definitely makes this page feel even more like Disney. The bright colors definitely make it feel like Disney, but the little Santa hats just made me happy and I love how they turned out. So basically I just went ahead and added that little cluster up at the top with some presents and a tree and a bow. And then the last finishing touch for this page is just going to be some enamel dots. I am sort of just placing those around in each of my clusters. I have them in, at first I was thinking I was going to do a triangle or a visual triangle of in just 3 places, but I do end up adding some in the sort of 2 labels at the top of that first photo. So the visual triangle is really the fact that each of the clusters kind of has 3 enamel dots. I did add some wood veneer, so again, I wanted to get some other textures. The one thing I'm always conscious of when I'm doing these kinds of hybrid layouts is everything I'm working with is paper. So I have printed all of these. It's not like a purchased product where I can buy puffy stickers and things like that. So the way to make it not feel so flat is to pop things up. So the strings of lights, those are elevated off the page. I have some of the presents that are elevated off the page and the Mickey hats, a couple of those I popped up, and then adding the wood veneer and the enamel dots really help to give some extra dimension and texture to the page so it's not so flat. Now my title, just to finish it off, I did go ahead and do another stamp, which is Smiles from Ear to Ear, again using that same L Studio stamp set, and that pretty much is going to finish off this page. So here you can see the still photos, and don't forget to check out the blog and see what everyone else created with this Mix It Up blog post. And with that, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.